Hi, and welcome to the Parkland Challenge 2022. For our Final Four so far, we know we have St. Thomas More and Oakwood. One of these two teams will join us. Let's meet them now.
Landon Sproul, senior.
Ryan Greaser, senior. Max Bergman, junior.
Sean McGuire, senior.
Jacob Reynolds, senior.
Connor Otto, senior.
Sammy Bogren, senior.
Hutch Partlow, senior.
Aiden Zade, senior.
Okay, let's get started. What British painter of nightmarish visions shares his surname with a breakfast food? Blue Ridge.
Bacon.
Yes, Francis Bacon. Good job. In which film did a character say, "I see dead people"? Blue Ridge.
Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense is correct. San Francisco is known for its cable cars, but what deep South city has the oldest continually operating streetcars in the country? Fisher.
Louisiana.
Be more specific.
New Orleans.
Yes, New Orleans. Yes. This company became famous for making polo shirts with tiny alligators on the chest. What is its name? That would be Lacoste. The tiny country of Andorra is primarily found in what mountain range? Fisher.
The Andes.
No, you can confer.
What's in Spain? What is in Spain? That's Spain.
Need an answer?
The Andorra Mountains.
No, the Pyrenees is what we're looking for, the Pyrenees. What beloved writer of songs about the South hardly ever visited the region? That would be Stephen Foster. What's the coldest of the 8 planets? Blue Ridge.
Neptune.
Neptune is correct. Where did diarist Anne Frank die in 1945? Fisher.
Auschwitz.
Not Auschwitz. No, you can confer.
That's in Switzerland. Concentration camp.
You gotta be more specific for 12.
Yeah, be more specific. Never mind.
Okay, Bergen-Belsen concentration camp is what we're looking for. In the periodic table, what does the symbol Na represent? Fisher.
Sodium.
Sodium is correct. Good job. Name a group of prehistoric humans with long, low skulls and Fisher.
Neanderthals.
Neanderthals, yes, and brow ridges. Which company is known for its iPod? Fisher.
Apple.
Apple is correct. What color jacket does the winner of the U.S. Masters Golf Tournament? Fisher.
Green.
Green is correct. He gets a green jacket. What country in South America has the world's second largest Christian population? Fisher.
Brazil.
Brazil is correct. Jimmy Carter was the first U.S. president born in a Blue Ridge.
Peanut Farm.
No, I'll finish the question for you. Jimmy Carter was the first U.S. president born in a what?
Southern state.
Need an answer?
Southern state.
No, born in a hospital. First one born in a hospital. Who authored the top-selling children's book of all time, The Tale of Peter Rabbit? Blue Ridge.
Bloom.
No, not Blue. You can confer?
Doll.
No, Beatrix Potter. What 3 planets in our solar system show signs of oxygen in their atmosphere? Fisher.
Earth, Mars, and Venus.
That is correct. In what state would you find Fort King George, a colonial historic site? Blue Ridge.
Virginia.
Not Virginia. You can confirm?
Florida.
No, Georgia. King George.
Oh.
What was the name of the ship Charles Darwin was traveling on? Fisher.
Beagle.
Beagle, yes. Which rock group from Athens, Georgia is named after an aircraft made by Boeing? Fisher.
747s.
Not the 747s. You guys can confer if you.
7:45.
No, the B-52s. The B-52s.
Dang.
What is the 1989 nuclear disaster in the Ukraine called? Fisher.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl is correct. How many pointers were there on the first clocks with hands made in the 14th century? Blue Ridge.
3.
Not 3, no.
4.
No, there's just one, and it just told you the hour. Who drew the Vitruvian Man? Blue Ridge.
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci is correct. What pliable substance sold as a toy was introduced by inventor Peter Hodgson? Fisher.
Play-Doh.
Not Play-Doh. You can confer.
Hodgepodge.
Silly putty. Silly putty. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to Fisher.
This is ours.
This American photographer, who was the most important landscape photographer of the 20th century and perhaps the most widely known and beloved photographer in the history of the United States, passed away on April 22nd, 1984.
Ansel Adams.
The popularity of Ansel Adams' works has only increased since his death. His most important work was devoted to what was, or appeared to be, the country's remaining fragments of untouched wilderness, especially in national parks and other protected areas of the American West.
So let's get back to our regular game. Woodward and Bernstein were credited with breaking the Watergate story. What newspaper did they work for? Blue Ridge. Washington Post is correct. What did playwright Arthur Miller and baseball star Joe DiMaggio have in common? Blue Ridge.
You're Italian?
No, not.
They're both Jewish.
Nope, they were both married to Marilyn Monroe, believe it or not.
Okay.
What ritual signifies acceptance into the Christian community? Fisher.
Baptism.
Baptism is correct. A question about the Amish. What do you call the person who is the head of an individual church district and is responsible for administering discipline, ordaining new ministry, baptism, and marrying new members? You call it the head of the Amish church. Fisher.
Minister.
Not a minister. Oh, you can confer on this.
Oh, keep forgetting.
Elder, maybe.
There you go. Elder.
A bishop. A bishop. What was developed thanks to Christian Holzmeier's 1904 invention of the telemobiloscope? Telemobiloscope.
That was me.
Yeah, go.
Telephone?
Not the telephone. You guys can confer?
Microscope.
No, radar. It was a precursor to radar. After he died in 2018, this physicist's PhD thesis, Properties of Expanding Blue Ridge.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking is correct. With which human organ is cardiology? Fisher.
Heart.
Heart is correct. What Roman emperor built a massive wall across northern Britain? Fisher.
Hadrian.
Yes, Hadrian in 122 AD. What red binding was first used to tie up British documents and now seems to tie up most bureaucrats? It'd be red tape. Red tape. Get it? What metropolis would you enter if you crossed the Delaware River via the Benjamin Franklin Bridge? Blue Ridge.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is correct. Which dinosaur was named after the three horns on its head? Blue Ridge.
Triceratops.
Triceratops is correct. What man-made element was named after a U.S. state? Fisher.
Californium.
Californium is correct. Good job. What is the only noble gas that starts with the letter K? Fisher.
Krypton.
Krypton is correct. On Sesame Street, what character looks like a vampire? Blue Ridge.
The Count.
Need you to be more specific?
Count Spellulot.
No. You guys can confirm?
Count Dracula.
No, he was Count Von Count. Count Von Count. Which temperature scale has its absolute zero at minus Blue Ridge?
Kelvin.
Kelvin scale, yes, at minus 273.15 degrees Celsius. Who is the only athlete to ever play in a Super Bowl and a World Series? Fisher.
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders is correct. What was the interstate highway speed limit imposed in 1974 as an energy saving measure? What was the interstate highway speed limit? Fisher.
50 miles per hour.
Not 50. For
45.
it was 55. What do you call a word that is created by mixing up the letters of another word? Blue Ridge.
Anagram.
Anagram is correct. What is the highest lake in South America and the cradle of ancient Incan Fisher?
Lake. Brazil.
No. I'll finish for you. What is the highest lake in South America and the cradle of ancient Incan civilization?
Like Titicaca.
That is correct. In 2006, Cuba's Fidel Castro handed over power to this brother. Blue Ridge.
Raul Castro.
Yes, Raul. What Plump Comics show featured the June Taylor Dancers? That was Jackie Gleason, and I think it happened in the 50s, probably. I don't know. Which least populous U.S. state, now nicknamed the Equality, Fisher?
Wyoming.
Wyoming, yes, the first state to give women the right to vote. Which Viennese classical composer started his first concert tour at the age, Blue Ridge?
Mozart.
Mozart, yes, at the age of 6. In what year did India gain its independence from Britain? Fisher.
1946.
No.
1949.
That was 1947. Very close. What is the top letter on an eye chart? Fisher.
E.
E is correct. Okay, that's the end of our first round. We'll tally up our score and be back with the lightning round when we come back.
It's your time to create the future you want at Parkland College. Time to explore your path among 100+ degree and career programs. It's your time to do you. Enroll now at parkland.edu.
Okay, at the end of the first round, Blue Ridge 130, Fisher 190. We've got a good game. Let's get to our lightning round. What former SNL member hosted The Late Show and is now hosting The Tonight Show? Blue Ridge.
Fallon.
Yes, Jimmy Fallon. What is Mexico's largest state? Chihuahua. What was the Secret Service code name for Barack Obama? He was called Renegade. What Alice Walker novel received the 1983 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction? Blue Ridge.
Color Purple.
Color Purple, yes, and the National Book Award as well. In which country was ballet developed? Largely based on the style of dance, Fisher.
France.
France. It comes from France. What type of animal is a saki? S-A-K-I. That is a monkey, a type of monkey. From which spacecraft did Edward White become the first American to walk in space? was Gemini 4. Gemini 4. What is the musical time signature known as common time? Blue Ridge.
4-4.
4-4 is correct. What color do you get if you mix blue and yellow? Fisher.
Green.
Green is correct. In 1961, President Kennedy appointed his brother-in-law, Sergeant Shriver, as director of what volunteer organization? That was the Peace Corps. The Peace Corps. In what Edgar Allan story does an old man's oddly clouded eye, Blue Ridge?
The Telltale Heart.
Yes, it leads to murder. Good job. Which president's name is inscribed on the 1969 Apollo 11 moon plaque? Blue Ridge.
Kennedy.
Pardon?
Kennedy.
Not Kennedy, it was Nixon. Nixon. How many colored What many colored autumn flowers is the focus of a festival in Bristol, Connecticut? What many colored autumn flower is the focus of a festival in Bristol, Connecticut? Chrysanthemums. Everything about that question was hard to say. A puggle is a cross between what two dog breeds? Fisher.
A pug and a poodle.
No, a pug and a beagle. According to the nursery rhyme, what is Friday's child? They are loving and giving. All right, that's the end of our lightning round. We'll tally up our scores and be back with our final round when we come back. Okay, we got a good game heading into the third round. Blue Ridge 160, Fisher 200. Let's get started. What term is used to describe sounds with frequency above 20,000 hertz? Sorry. What term is used to describe frequencies above 20,000 hertz? Blue Ridge.
Whistle.
No. You go first?
Supersonic. Supersonic.
No, close. Ultrasonic. Ultrasonic.
Supersonic, I think, is speed.
What world currency does AUD represent? Fisher.
Australian dollar.
Yes, Australian dollar. Who's the Greek god of music? Fisher.
Apollo.
Apollo is correct. What actor plays the role of Raymond Reddington in the American crime thriller television series The Blacklist? That's James Spader. James Spader. Which American chain store is named after its original opening hour? Fisher.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven is correct. Two events make up an Olympic weightlifting competition. The clean and jerk is one. What is the other? Fisher.
A deadlift.
Not the deadlift, no.
Hammer throw.
No, the snatch. Clean and jerk and the snatch. What was originally used to sound the opening and closing of trading on the New York Stock Exchange? Blue Ridge.
Bell.
Not a bell. You can confer. What was originally used to sound the opening?
Gavel.
Is it a
Gavel.
No, they used to use a gong, which I bet was quite awesome. Identify Shakespeare's play by the list of characters. Demetrius. Fisher.
A Midsummer's Night Dream.
Yes, Midsummer's Night's Dream. Oberon and Puck. Some more of those names. What famous patriotic song was written on the back of an envelope during the bombing of a fort? Fisher.
A Star Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner, yes. Although it sounds like nothing, what is the name of the much feared World War II Japanese fighter plane? Fisher.
Zero.
The Zero, yes. What band recorded the only James Bond theme song to become a Billboard #1? Only James Bond song recorded by a band. Fisher.
Aerosmith.
Not Aerosmith. No, there's a verb.
Say it. Duran Duran.
It is Duran Duran. Very good. What was first crossed by tightrope by Charles Blondin in 1859? Blue Ridge.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls. Good job. What does the B stand for in Lyndon B. Johnson? Blue Ridge.
Baines.
Baines is correct. In Galveston, Texas, you can see Dickens on the Strand with Yuletide representations of characters from what famous Christmas book? Blue Ridge.
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol is correct. What is a particular feature of a xeriscape landscaping? XERI scape. Xeriscape. It requires little watering. What is another name for the Aurora Borealis? Fisher.
The Northern Lights.
Northern Lights is correct. What name was given to the 16-inch records formerly played only by radio stations? Blue Ridge.
Vinyl.
Not vinyl, no. You can get for if you like.
Originals. Originals.
They were called transcriptions. After a tadpole loses its tail and starts to grow legs, the young frog is known as a what? Fisher.
Embryo.
No. Fur?
Frog.
No, it's known as a froglet. A froglet. In what U.S. city does Ace of Cake star Chef Duff run his bakery? Charm City, Fisher.
Baltimore.
Baltimore, yes. Charm City, Baltimore. What is the shape of a stop sign? Fisher.
Octagon.
Octagon is correct. What is the atomic number of hydrogen? Fisher.
1.
1 is correct. What is the name of the Greek goddess of victory? Fisher.
Nike.
Yes. To what country was General Douglas MacArthur withdrawing when he delivered his famous Fisher?
Philippines.
Philippines, yes. Famous quote, "I shall return." Who wrote The Bell Jar and later committed suicide? Blue Ridge.
Plath.
Yes, Sylvia Plath. What South American country comes last alphabetically? Blue Ridge.
Venezuela.
Venezuela, yeah. Good job. What is a metal or plastic cap used to protect fingers during sewing? Fisher.
Thimble.
Thimble is correct. What is the Latin term for the science of language? Fisher.
Linguistics.
Linguistics is the right answer. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which is for Blue Ridge.
The 37th President of the United States, Richard Nixon, passed away on April 22, 1994. While he is most known for the Watergate scandal, what famous 1952 address, named after his family's dog, is he also known for?
His family dog. What? Butterscotch.
Because of accused improprieties relating to a fund established by his backers, Nixon delivered a half-hour television address in which he defended himself and attacked his opponents. During the speech, he stated that he intended to keep one gift, regardless of the outcome, their black and white Cocker Spaniel that his children had named Checkers, thus giving the address its popular name.
What kind of pot is sometimes called a nose bidet? Blue Ridge. A neti pot is correct. Sandstone, shale, and chalk are all types of which rock? Fisher.
Sedimentary.
Yes, correct. What does ESPN stand for? Stands for the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. What automaker's emblem features 4 overlapping rings? Fisher.
Audi.
Audi is correct. Which figure from Greek mythology had snakes for hair? Fisher.
Medusa.
Medusa, and could turn you into stone. What 10-year-old began earning his bad reputation by throwing puppies off the Kremlin walls? Fisher.
Dennis the Menace.
Not Dennis the Menace, no. And throwing puppies off the Kremlin walls in 1540.
Ivan the Terrible.
Ivan the Terrible is correct. Or Dennis the Menace, but I think it's Ivan the Terrible. Name the Illinois governor who was impeached for attempting to auction off the Senate seat. Blue Ridge.
Blagojevich.
Blagojevich is correct. What is the term for a person who sells fish? Blue Ridge.
Piscologist.
No.
Fishketeer. A fishketeer.
No, a fishmonger. A fishmonger. What Arab city has a name derived from a word meaning sanctuary? Fisher.
Mecca.
Mecca is correct. Good job. In Robin Hood stories, what was the real name of Little John? It was John Little. Ah. What's the world's 3rd largest continent? Fisher.
North America.
North America is correct. What actor-director was mayor of Carmel, California? Blue Ridge.
Schwarzenegger.
No, not Schwarzenegger. You can confer.
Oh my God. Who was it? Just for actor. Smith. You gotta bring in Smith.
You answer.
Smith.
Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood.
I wouldn't think that's not.
Who was president of the U.S. when Uncle Sam first got a beard? Blue Ridge.
Woodrow Wilson.
Not Wilson.
Because they would have been using it for
Need an answer?
FDR.
It was Lincoln, all the way back to Lincoln. What Seattle band had albums entitled Bleach? Blue Ridge.
Nirvana.
Nirvana is correct. In Utero and Nevermind was the rest of that. Savannah, Georgia has a museum dedicated to Juliet Gordon Lowe. What famous organization for girls did she establish? Blue Ridge.
Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts is correct. How do chimpanzees greet one another? Is it by shaking hands, stomping on the ground, or rubbing their noses together? Fisher.
Stomping on the ground.
No. Prefer?
Rubbing their noses.
No, it's by shaking hands. How many square feet of Latin American rainforest can conservatives buy with a single donated quarter? Is it 30, 60, or 90? Fisher.
60.
Pardon?
60.
No, not 60.
I would have guessed 62.
90.
It is 90. In the story, who created Pinocchio? Blue Ridge.
Geppetto.
Geppetto is correct. Who took on the role of James Bond for the first time in 2006? Fisher.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig is the right answer. What was the capital of Old West Germany? Fisher.
Nuremberg.
Not Nuremberg.
Hamburg.
Bonn. If you add up the numbers 1 through 10, what's the total? Fisher.
35.
No.
45.
Need an answer?
55.
55 is correct. What fall holiday was first celebrated in 1792? Blue Ridge.
Thanksgiving.
Not Thanksgiving, no.
Halloween.
Columbus Day. Columbus Day. What was the first film to gross over $1 billion worldwide? Blue Ridge.
Avatar.
Not Avatar, no.
Titanic.
Yeah.
Titanic.
Titanic is the correct answer. What planet is the brightest object in the sky after the sun and the moon? Fisher.
Saturn.
Not Saturn. You prefer?
Venus.
Venus is correct, yes. Marked by a star, what color of the central square on what is the color of the central square on a Scrabble board? Fisher.
Red.
Not red.
Blue.
It's pink. Pink. Okay, real good game. Blue Ridge 310, Fisher 410. That means they'll move on and play the winner of our next game, which was between Paxton-Buckley-Loda and Salt Fork. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome to day 3. This is our second game today. We know the winner of this game is playing Fisher, so let's meet the teams for this game.
Jazz Anders, freshman.
Sam Hewerdine, freshman. Emma Keenan, sophomore.
Isaiah Gertis, sophomore.
Addison O'Brien, junior.
Joseph Kiedis, junior. Sebastian Burton, junior. Franklin Richardson, junior.
Isaac Dean, junior.
Okay, let's get started. In the corporate world, what do the initials CFO stand for? PBO.
Chief Financial Officer.
Chief Financial Officer is correct. In 1893, who became the first woman ever to appear on a U.S. postage stamp? PBO.
Pocahontas.
Not Pocahontas. You can confer. You can.
I'm so sorry.
Maybe Tubman, maybe?
Sacagawea.
Yes.
Sacagawea?
No, Queen Isabella. That
Yeah,
was
I
on
forgot
the
I don't have the
Columbus
buzz there.
Anniversary stamp. The largest living thing in the world is named for a Civil War general, William Sherman. What is it? PBL.
Sperm whale.
Not a sperm whale, no.
It's a blue whale, right? Yes.
Blue whale?
No, it's a giant sequoia tree in California.
Oh, plants.
What saint linked with Santa Claus was once the Bishop of Salt Fork?
St. Nick?
St. Nicholas, yes. What does an ornithologist study? Salt Fork.
Birds.
Birds is correct. Old Ab, the Abscon Lighthouse is a landmark at what New Jersey resort town? Would be Atlantic City. Atlantic City. What manufacturer released the first mass-market hybrid car in the United States? Salt Fork.
Toyota?
Not Toyota. You can confirm.
Is it?
Honda.
Honda, yes, that's correct. Good job. Who was the first billionaire in the United States? PBL.
Rockefeller.
Yes, John D. Rockefeller. What weighs more, a pound or a kilo? PBL.
Kilogram.
Yes. What is the only mammal that can fly? Salt Fork.
Bat?
Bat is correct. What large Kentucky city is known as the heart of the bluegrass? Salt Fork.
That's not Kentucky.
You can answer?
Frankfurt.
No, you can confirm.
I thought Nashville, but that's Tennessee.
You can answer?
Johnsonville.
No, Lexington. What color runs along the lower edge of a rainbow? Salt Fork.
Red?
No. Confirm.
Lower.
Violet.
Violet is correct. Perrier, Purina, and Nesquik are all products. Salt Fork.
Dairy.
No, I'll finish the question for you. You can confirm. Perrier, Purina, and Nesquik are all products from what Swiss food manufacturing company? You can answer?
Nestle.
Nestle is correct.
Yep.
Over what war-torn country was Captain Scott O'Grady shot down? PBL.
Afghanistan.
Not Afghanistan. You can confer.
Iraq?
Bosnia. Who was the Green Party's candidate in the 2000 presidential election? Ralph Nader. I'm not sure his name's known quite as much as it used to be. What year were cars with ignition keys first produced? Suffolk.
1920?
No. For
1930 something? Like Henry Ford? Yeah, it's
1919.
1949. What cable channel had series like The Jinx, Eastbound and Down, Deadwood, and Curb Your Enthusiasm? Suffolk.
CBS.
Not CBS. You prefer?
Seems like something you would know.
I don't know. That's
Go with
Good answer.
whatever.
Fox.
No, HBO.
I watch it.
Pittsburgh's tallest building, the 64-story USX Tower, is owned by what metals company? Suffolk.
Pittsburgh Steel?
Not Pittsburgh Steel. You can prefer?
I don't know metals companies.
Carnegie Steel.
No, U.S. Steel. What year was Custer defeated at the Battle of Little Bighorn? It was 1876. What annual Alaskan race sees participants travel from Anchorage, Suffolk?
Iditarod?
Yes, Anchorage to Nome, the Iditarod. According to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, PBL.
42.
42, yes. To the ultimate question. What is the next number in this series? 4, 16, 64, 256, PBL.
512.
No. Can you confirm? 4, 16, 64, and 256.
It would do 256 squared, which is, I think, like really big. So I'm gonna go with like 10,043.
10,042?
No, very close. 10,024.
It's 1024, which is like really big. This is the game.
This jazz great played the trumpet in an album such as PBL.
Miles Davis.
Yes, Miles Davis. There's no why I'm asking questions here. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to PBL.
Born April 22nd, 1904, this man is most famous for being the director of the Manhattan Project's laboratory at Los Alamos, New Mexico, where the atomic bomb was designed.
Richard Oppenheimer.
Once the Manhattan Project became public, J. Robert Oppenheimer became the national spokesman for science. But during the McCarthy era, his security clearance was revoked because of accusations of past associations with communists, which provoked outcry from the scientific community.
Okay, let's finish up the first round. What evil lady kidnapped 101 Dalmatians? PBL. Cruella de Vil. Not a very nice lady. What wordy game show features Pat and Vanna? Suffolk.
Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune is correct. What ocean is the home to the Mariana Trench? PBL.
Atlantic?
Not Atlantic, no.
The Pacific Ocean, because it's off the coast of Japan. Yes.
The Pacific?
Yes, the Pacific, and it's here, Guam. American Hot Wax from 1978 was about this great early disc jockey of rock and roll, who actually coined the term rock and roll. What was this disc jockey's name? Suffolk.
Elvis Presley?
Not Elvis Presley. No. An answer? It was Alan Freed. Only these Japanese were allowed to carry katana and Suffolk.
Samurai?
Samurai is correct. What tropical disease were mental patients intentionally infected with in the early Suffolk?
Malaria?
Malaria, yes, is a treatment for insanity. If an object is moving to the right and accelerating to the left, what is it doing? PBL.
Slowing down.
Yes, slowing down or decreasing speed. To which snake family does the boa belong? PBL.
Constrictor?
Yes, constrictors. This pop duo from the past was known mostly by their last names. PBL.
Sonny and Cher?
Not Sonny and Cher. I'll finish the question for you by their first names. Their first names are Paul and Art. Who are these artists?
It's a duo. Pop duo. Paul and Art. Yeah. Pop duo. Simon. Oh, Simon. Simon and Garfunkel.
Simon and Garfunkel?
Yes, Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. With which religion is the Kabbalah associated with Salford?
Islam?
No. Refer?
Judaism.
Yes, correct. What kind of wood was used to make Noah's Ark? Salford.
Gopher.
Gopher wood is correct. Good job. Who is known as Tanya after a 1974 San Francisco bank robbery? That would be Patty Hearst. She was a kidnap victim. What is the capital of Canada? PBL.
Quebec?
No. Fur?
Is it Ontario? I thought it was Ontario. I thought it was Ontario. Is it a province or a city? I think it's Ontario. I thought it was Ontario. Okay.
Ontario?
No, it's Ottawa. How far will you run if you hit a home run in the Major League Baseball? PBL.
445 feet.
No.
I thought it was 360. Yeah.
360 feet?
Yep, 90 feet at a time. Yes. According to classical mythology, who was the first mortal woman? PBL.
Pandora.
Yes, Pandora. What name describes the underground burial chambers used by early Christians? PBL.
Catacomb.
Catacombs is correct. What noted civic businessman's organization is headquartered in Evanston, Illinois? That would be the Rotary Club. The Rotary Club. What appropriately named river flows through the capital of Kentucky? PBL.
The Lexington River.
No.
What's the capital of Kentucky? It's Frankfurt. Frankfurt River.
The Frankfurt River?
No, it's the Kentucky River.
Oh.
Not fair, really, is it? What Michigan pathologist invented the thanatron and the mercitron? Okay, that was Jack Kevorkian. He invented the suicide machine, if you remember. Which you probably don't. What ancient Hellene rode a horse named Basilophus? PBL.
Alexander the Great.
Yes. Despite my mangling of that, you got the answer right. Congratulations. Just under 100 years ago, the 16th Amendment was passed, allowing for what? PBL.
Black people to vote.
No. You can confer?
What's that prohibition? No. Yes. No, civil rights.
Women's suffrage?
No, it's the collection of income tax.
Under Wilson, yeah.
Which term is used to describe the pattern by which two different organisms live together for their mutual benefit? So far.
Symbiosis?
Symbiosis, yes. Good job. Okay, that's the end of our first round. We'll add up our scores and be back for the lightning round when we return.
It's your time to create the future you want at Parkland College. Time to explore your path among 100-plus degree and career programs. It's your time to do you. Enroll now at parkland.edu.
Okay, after round one, PBL 170, Salt Fork 120, let's get to our lightning round. Which of these is not a grass? Fescue, pawpaw, ryegrass, or zoysia? Salt Fork.
Fescue?
No, pawpaw. Pawpaw is not a grass. Who was the last man to hit 400 in baseball? Suffolk.
Williams?
Yes, Ted Williams, the lefty. What state is the home to the country's largest ranch? Texas. Texas. What is the name of a coffee originally from Yemen that has a chocolatey aftertaste? PBL.
Mocha.
Mocha is correct. The Capitol in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania was modeled after which world-famous cathedral? Salt Fork.
Notre Dame?
No, St. Peter's in the Vatican. In Rome. What famous wooden roller coaster is located at Coney Island? That would be the Cyclone. Cyclone. Since 2000, women watching what cable network's original programming might think it's like a breath of fresh air? What cable network's original programming might seem like a breath of fresh air to women? Oxygen, the Oxygen Network is what we're looking for. Who is the wife of Zeus according to Greek mythology? PBL.
Hera.
Hera is correct. Which group bought internet company Skype in 2005? Jeff.
Microsoft.
No, eBay for $2.6 billion. This was the first feature-length film created completely using computer-generated animation. Salt Fork.
Toy Story?
Toy Story, yeah, good job. Stairway to Heaven, a song by English rock band Led Zeppelin. Salt Fork.
I don't have an answer.
Okay, it was which one of their albums was that on? That was their Untitled 4 studio album, usually referred to as Led Zeppelin 4. What did the ancient Greeks believe to be a cross between a tiger and a horse? Salt Fork.
Pegasus?
No, a zebra. A zebra. To which breed of animals do Russian blues belong? Those are cats. In England, what is the common name for the Central Criminal Court? It's called the Old Bailey. What city's airport surpassed Chicago's O'Hare as the busiest airport in 1999? PBL.
Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah, good job. Okay, that's the end of our lightning round. We'll be back with our final round when we come back. Okay, heading into our final round, PBL 190, Salt Fork 100. Let's get started. Which musical instrument derived its names from the Italian words for soft and loud? PBL.
Saxophone.
Not the saxophone. You can give her.
Flute is what I was thinking. No, it's not piccolo. Flute.
No, the piano. Yeah. What musical surpassed Cats in 2006? PBL.
Hairspray.
Not Hairspray, no. It's supposed to be here. What musical surpassed Cats in 2006 is the longest running show on Broadway?
Rent.
Are you sure? Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
Rent.
Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my gosh. I'm done. Take it off.
What is the team TMNT better known as? Salt Fork.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That is correct.
Nice.
Who wrote and starred in the Austin Powers movies? That was Mike Myers. Mike Myers.
I'm sorry.
Which Cuban leader was John F. Kennedy attempting to overthrow with his invasion of the Salt Fork?
Castro.
Yes, Castro is correct. What element has been called Quicksilver? Salt Fork.
Mercury.
Mercury is correct. What product is pumped from the ground under Oklahoma's PBL?
Oil.
Oil is correct, under Oklahoma's capital. What substance gives blood its red color? Sulfur.
Iron?
Not iron. You can go first.
Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin is correct. Which credit card company asked, "What's in your wallet?" PBL.
Capital One.
Capital One is correct.
I don't have commercials.
What is it called when you manipulate the boundaries of an electoral constituency so as to favor one party? PBL.
Gerrymandering.
Gerrymandering is correct. Name the musical that contains the song "Old Man River." PBL.
Homeward Bound?
No, not Homeward Bound. You can confirm.
Okay, Old Man River. So if we're talking about musical here's I have no idea.
Maybe Sound of Music.
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music?
No, Showboat.
Okay, but that was a good guess.
I don't know that one.
What does Shakespeare think all the world is? Sulfur.
A stage?
A stage is correct. What part of the human body is named for its resemblance to a seahorse? Sulfur.
The seahorse gland?
No, not the seahorse. Confirm.
Honey, baby, do we have a seahorse gland?
Literally, we might.
Cerebral cortex.
No, the hippocampus.
Oh, you talked about that in health.
What is the name of a daisy? A mountain in California and a brand of soda. The name of a daisy, a mountain in California, PBL.
Mountain Dew.
Not Mountain Dew. It's a daisy, a mountain in California, and a brand of soda.
Sierra?
No, Shasta. Shasta.
Oh.
What Wizard of Oz character name was Nick Chopper in the children's series, written by L. Frank Baum? Wizard of Oz character's name was Nick Chopper in the book. PBL.
Tin Man?
Yes, the Tin Man. Name the herbal extract from the purple coneflower that may reduce the risk of catching a cold. PBL.
Lavender?
No, not lavender.
Elderberry. Okay. Sure. Elderberry?
No, echinacea. What eclectic design style began in Paris in the 1920s? Sulfur.
Cubism?
Not Cubism.
That was America, buddy.
Gothic?
Yeah.
Gothic.
Art Deco. Art Deco.
Yes.
What are the names of the two NASA space vehicles that roved Mars in 2004? PBL.
Opportunity and Curiosity.
No, you can confirm?
Okay, so we have opportunity.
I thought it was just Explorer. Okay, right. Are you sure it's...
I have no idea.
Opportunity and Explorer?
No, Opportunity and Spirit.
Spirit.
By what more common name do we know bovine spongiform encephalopathy? Sulfur.
Mad cow disease?
Yes.
Nice.
What was the first expansion team to win a World Series in baseball? It was the New York Mets. New York Mets. Pond scum, as they used to call them. Who composed the music for West Side Story?
Oh my gosh, who did that?
That was Leonard Bernstein.
I'm done.
Songwriter Johnny Mercer donated an award he'd won to his hometown of Savannah, Georgia. What was this award?
Grammy.
Not a Grammy. For
Pulitzer Prize. We could go Golden Globe. Pulitzer Prize.
Golden Globe.
Golden Globe. Okay. Golden Globe?
an Academy Award. Academy Award. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to Saltfork.
Born on April 22nd, 1724, this German philosopher's comprehensive and systematic work in epistemology, ethics, and aesthetics greatly influenced all subsequent philosophy, especially the various schools of idealism.
So Sigmund Freud was later, so we're stuck between Aristotle.
It's not Aristotle. Those two are Greek.
Oh, those
Who?
are Greek.
Maybe. Pavlov. Okay. Nietzsche.
Immanuel Kant was one of the foremost thinkers of the Enlightenment, and arguably one of the greatest philosophers of all time. In him were subsumed new trends that had begun with rationalism and empiricism. He thus inaugurated a new era in the development of philosophical thought.
What car company makes the Rogue, the Murano, and the Ultima? Salt Fork.
Chevrolet.
Not Chevrolet.
Nissan.
Nissan.
Nissan, yes. What does the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom determine? PBL.
The atomic number.
Yes, it's atomic number. At Starbucks, what is the small size that is not PBL?
Grande.
No. I finished the question for you. What is the small size that is not on the menu?
I have no idea.
If it's not on the menu, I don't know.
Short.
Short is correct.
Okay. Because there's the tall.
Which is the shortest swimming distance in the Olympic Games? Salt Fork.
100 meters.
No, not 100 meters. Is it
50 meters.
50.
50 meters, yes. What 42-1 underdog KO'd Mike Tyson in Tokyo in 1990? It was James Buster Douglas. What do you call a group of crows? Salt Fork.
A murder.
A murder of crows, yes. Who was executed in 2001 for masterminding the Oklahoma City bombing? Salt Fork.
The Unabomber?
Not the Unabomber, no.
Very specific. I think, yeah.
Timothy McVeigh.
Yes, good job, Timothy McVeigh. This T word is a fabric woven as to have a surface of diagonal parallel PBL.
Teflon.
Not Teflon. Diagonal parallel ridges.
Nylon. Oh, textile. It's a textile.
Oh, yeah. Textile?
Twill.
Never heard of it.
In what state did Tony Soprano and his family live on the Sopranos? In what state did the Sopranos live? Salt Fork.
Kentucky?
Not Kentucky.
That's what I was going to say.
Florida.
No, New Jersey.
Of course, it's always New Jersey.
According to NBA rules, how long does a player have after catching the ball to shoot a free throw? PBL.
10 seconds.
10 seconds is correct.
Such a joy now.
What welcome spring flower is the center of a festival in Meriden, Connecticut? PBL.
Lilies.
Not lilies. No, you can go first.
They had this question.
Is it marigolds?
It's not miracle.
This is not the question they had last time.
Need an answer?
It was.
Marigolds.
No, daffodils.
I knew we had to give an answer.
What are the first four digits of pi? PBL.
3.141.
Correct. Good job. In comic books, whose secret identity was Dr. Bruce Banner? PBL.
The Hulk.
Yes, the Incredible Hulk. What sea mammal's oil was burned in colonial Salt Fork?
Whales?
Yes, in colonial lamps. Which of these was not built for a World's Fair? The Eiffel Tower, the Seattle Space Needle, or the Empire State Building? PBL.
The Empire State Building.
Yes, the Empire State Building. What name is given to the imaginary line that separates the Atlantic coastal plain, Salt Fork?
The equator.
Not the equator. I'll finish for you. Separates the Atlantic coastal plain from the Appalachian Mountains. Need an answer?
The fall.
No, the fall line. Fall line. Identify Shakespeare's play by these characters: Caliban, Iris, Juno, and Prospero. Salt Fork.
The Masquerade of the Red Death?
No.
That's Poe.
I know.
Othello.
The Tempest. The Tempest.
We haven't read that yet.
Madeira is an island off the coast of Africa. What language is spoken there? Salt Fork.
Swahili.
Not Swahili, though. You get for answer?
Afrikaans.
Portuguese. In Sevierville, Tennessee, what parkway is named for its most famous resident, a bigger-than-life country singer? Suffolk.
Cash?
Not Johnny Cash.
Williams.
No, Dolly Parton. Which vitamin is also known as ascorbic acid? PBL.
Vitamin C?
Yes, vitamin C. What science looks at fossils and includes the study of plants and animals? Suffolk.
Paleontology?
Yes, paleontology. Animals from the past. What organization was founded by Clara Barton? PBL.
American Red Cross.
Yes, American Red Cross. What popular wedding song did Irving Berlin compose? PBL.
Here Comes the Bride.
Not Here Comes the Bride. You can confirm, did Irving Berlin compose To Win the Hand of Ellen McKay?
Pomp and Circumstance?
No, Always.
That's for the Olympics, yeah.
What river did Evel Knievel jump over in 1974? PBL.
Mississippi.
Not the Mississippi, no.
Okay, so it's probably like Colorado. I could see Colorado's Colorado.
The Colorado River.
No, the Snake River. Snake River. Okay, good game. Final score, PBL 340, Salt Fork 190. That means PBL will be in our next game against Fisher, and then whoever wins that will go to our Final Four. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to our final game of the day. The winner joins Oakwood and St. Thomas More in our Final Four. Let's meet the teams.
Jazz Anders, freshman.
Sam Hewerdine, freshman. Emma Keenan, sophomore.
Isaiah Gertis, sophomore.
Landon Sproul, senior.
Ryan Greaser, senior. Max Bergman, junior.
Sean McGuire, senior.
Jacob Reynolds, senior.
What is the name of the dance usually associated with a chorus line that involves high kicking? Fisher.
A kick line?
Not the kick line. Prefer?
Kicking dance.
No, it's the can. What lasted in South Africa from PBL?
Apartheid.
Yes, apartheid from 1948 to 1994. Served by the Bermuda Triangle, which is the only sea without shores? Fisher.
The Sargasso Sea.
Yes, good job. Who is the author of Mere Christianity, The Screw Tape Letters, along with a series of allegorical fantasy novels? It was C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis. The name of what Canadian city translates as Mount Royal? PBL.
Montreal.
Montreal is correct. What element is a diamond comprised of? PBL.
Carbon.
Carbon is correct. What state was President Ronald Reagan born in? PBL.
Illinois.
Illinois is correct, yes. To Have and Have Not is the only novel written by what author to be set in the United States? It was Ernest Hemingway. What is the capital of Texas? Fisher.
Houston.
No.
Austin.
Austin.
Austin. Yes. Which element is used in the manufacture of computer microprocessors? PBL. Silicon, yes, microprocessors. What type of animal is Looney Tunes' fictional character, PBL?
A rabbit.
Not a rabbit. I'll finish the question for you. Looney Tunes' character, Foghorn J. Leghorn. You can confirm?
Yeah. It's a rooster.
A rooster?
Yes, a rooster.
Joplin.
I say. What animal's excrement did Thai scientists successfully convert into wrapping paper in 2001? PBL.
Elephant?
Yes, it's an elephant. It's a gift you probably don't really want to get, but whatever. In the game of 20 questions, what is generally the first question? Fisher.
Is it alive?
No. Inez?
Say something.
Is it a thing?
No, is it an animal, vegetable, or mineral?
I thought 20 questions were yes or no.
What is the name of the boulevard on which Fort Knox is located? Fisher.
Gold.
No.
Well, there goes my guess.
Knox Boulevard.
No, Bullion Boulevard.
Oh, nice.
Developed by the Romans, what name is given to a channel that transports water from remote Fisher?
Aqueduct.
Aqueduct, yes. To remote areas using gravity. The mouth of the Ganges River can be found in what country? PBL.
Mongolia.
Not Mongolia.
India.
Bangladesh.
That's cool.
What movie is divided into chapters bearing title cards that include The Gold Watch and The Bonnie Situation? That was Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction. Dog Patch USA, a theme park in Arkansas, is named for the town in what famous comic strip by Al Cap? Dog Patch. Comic strip is Little Abner. Little Abner. What theater was Lincoln assassinated? Fisher.
Ford.
Yeah, yes, Ford Theater. How many people can be seen in Da Vinci's The Last Supper? PBL.
13.
13 is correct. This early writing system is distinguished by the wedge-shaped marks. PBL.
Cuneiform.
Yes. He was an abolitionist. A song written about him later became the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Fisher.
John Brown.
Yes, John Brown. John Brown's Body was the Union marching song, actually. Which sports car company launched the E-Type? Fisher. Need an answer?
Bugatti.
No.
Maserati.
No, Jaguar. What scavenger native to North America is a dog but resembles a wolf? PBA.
Coyote.
Coyote is correct. What classic 1930 film, shown in 2 parts, was the top-rated movie on TV? The book was written by Margaret Fisher.
The Wizard of Oz.
Not The Wizard of Oz. The book was written by Margaret Mitchell. Nothing?
Black Beauty.
No, Gone with the Wind. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to Paxton-Buckley-Loda.
On April 22nd, 1864, the U.S. Congress passed the Coinage Act, which led to what phrase being printed on U.S. coins?
God we trust. Yeah,
In God we trust.
The act led to "In God We Trust" being printed on U.S. coins. The phrase was eventually added to all of the country's currency.
The comic strip Thimble Theater had the Oil family as characters, plus a pipe-smoking sailor, Fisher.
Popeye.
Popeye, yes. What sport involves blue lines, boarding, body checking? Fisher.
Hockey.
Hockey is correct. Soho refers to the region of New York City. What does this name derive from? Soho. Fisher.
Southern Hollywood.
No, not Southern Hollywood. Sir.
Southern houses.
No, kind of close. South of Houston Street. South of Houston Street. What does E represent? And E equals PBL.
Energy.
Energy, yes. E equals MC squared. If you've gotten a paycheck, you know that FICA takes some money out. What does FICA stand for? It's the Federal Insurance Contribution Act. What do you call a straight line that only touches a circle at one PBL?
Tangent.
Tangent is correct. Circle at one point. How many rooms are located in the White House? Fisher.
20.
Not 20.
200 something? No, you're not sure.
137.
Man, really close. 132.
Oh!
The image of what mythical monster is heavily used in Chinese architecture? Fisher.
A dragon?
The dragon is correct. What continent boasts the most telephone lines? Fisher.
Asia.
Not Asia.
Europe.
Europe is correct. In Margate, New Jersey, what is the name of the 65-foot landmark wooden elephant built by James Lafferty? Lucy. What do you call a poker hand in which 5 random cards belong to the same suit? PBL.
Flush.
Flesh is correct. What company sponsored the 2008 Kentucky Derby winner, Big Brown? Fisher.
Hershey's.
No.
Reese's is
Reese's.
No, UPS. What can Brown do for you? What South African Paralympian was charged with murder in early 2013? Was Oscar Pistorius. Oscar Pistorius. What was the profession of nearly half the signers of the Declaration of Independence? Fisher.
Lawyer?
Yes, lawyers are attorneys. Who is Harry Potter's arch enemy? Fisher.
Draco Malfoy.
Pardon me? No, you refer.
Voldemort.
Voldemort, yeah. I should probably know that, but I do not. Yonkers, New York has a museum devoted to what historic river? Fisher.
Hudson.
Yes, the Hudson River. The outdoor drama The Lost Colony tells of a famous English colony. Fisher.
Roanoke.
No, I'll finish for you guys. What English colony, Roanoke, that disappeared without a trace in 1590? What state is Roanoke in?
Let's just say.
Virginia.
North Carolina. This anonymous British graffiti artist directed the 2010 film Exit Through the Gift Shop. Anonymous British graffiti artist. PBL.
Banksy.
Pardon?
Banksy.
No. You can defer.
Banksy. Go. Banksy.
Say it.
Banksy?
Banksy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're on the right track. What conservative political organization operates the American Opinion Bookstore? That is the John Birch Society. John Birch Society. What film director made the movies Boogie Nights, The Master, Magnolia, and There Will Be Blood? Fisher.
M. Night Shyamalan.
No.
Spielberg.
No, Paul Thomas Anderson. Licorice Pizza is his most recent movie. In what city did Anne Frank write her diary? PBL. You can answer.
Berlin.
No. You can defer. You can answer?
Hamburg.
Amsterdam. All right, that's the end of our first round. We'll be back with our lightning round right after these messages.
It's your time to create the future you want at Parkland College. Time to explore your path among 100-plus degree and career programs. It's your time to do you. Enroll now at parkland.edu.
Okay, after our first round, PBL 170, Fisher 110, but you can make up a lot of ground in the lightning round. Let's get started. What southern state song came under fire in the 1990s because it supposedly contained racist elements? It would be Virginians. According to DC law, what is the maximum height of a building? 13 stories. Which word refers to a person whose white hair and red eyes result in the lack of pigment? You can answer. Albino is what we're looking for. Which phenomenon was named after the twins Chang and Eng Bunker? Fisher.
Siamese twins?
Yes, Siamese twins. The 48-story Trans-American Pyramid is a landmark of what Pacific metropolis? San Francisco, California. Martin Cooper made the first call on what type of device April 3rd, 1973? PBL.
Telephone?
Be more specific.
Cell phone?
Cell phones. What European explorer discovered Alaska? That was Bering. What is the Society of Friends more commonly known as? What is the Society of Friends more commonly known as? More commonly known as Quakers. What is the name for the personalized online characters chosen by users to represent Fisher?
An avatar?
Avatar is right. Represent themselves in a virtual world. What two metals are combined to make brass? PBL.
Copper and aluminum.
No, copper and zinc. Copper and zinc. What is a bond, deed, or other document kept in custody of a third party, taking effect only when the specified condition has been fulfilled? PBL.
Contract?
Not contract, escrow. What inland state has the longest shoreline? PBL.
Michigan?
Yes, Michigan. What mythological beast has the head of a man, the body of a lion, and the tail and feet of a dragon? Fisher.
Chimera?
No, the manticore. How many dots are on 4 standard dice? 4 die. PBL.
28.
84. How many of the average adult's 32 permanent teeth are molars? 12. All right, that's the end of our lightning round. We'll be back with our final round when we return. Okay, we got a good game going. PBL 150, Fisher 120. Let's get to our final round. Fort Clatsop in Oregon reproduces the living quarters of what famous explorer duo? PBL.
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark is correct. How many institutions make up the Ivy League? PBL.
9.
Not 9. You can confer?
Eight.
8 is correct. Good job. The Jordanaires and the Blue Moon Boys were backup singers for what pop idol? Jordanaires and the Blue Moon Boys. Fisher.
Michael Jackson.
Not Michael Jackson.
Prince.
No, Elvis Presley. Which part of the body is referred to by the Greek word rhinos? Fisher.
The nose.
The nose is correct. Salt of the earth, feet of clay, apple of my eye. All are cliches. What is their common source? Fisher.
The Bible.
The Bible, yes. There are only 2 independent nations in Europe that are smaller than 1 square mile. One is Vatican City. What is the other? Fisher.
Luxembourg?
No, not Luxembourg. Answer?
St. Petersburg.
Monaco. In 2010, the Deepwater Horizon oil spill polluted the waters of what body of water? Deep Horizon oil spill. Fisher.
Pacific Ocean.
Not the Pacific Ocean.
Atlantic Ocean.
The Atlantic.
No, Gulf of Mexico.
In the middle.
Leonard Bernstein wrote the music for which famous play about New York street gangs? Fisher.
West Side Story.
West Side Story is correct. What is northern Alabama city is called Rocket City? Fisher.
Birmingham.
Not Birmingham.
Montgomery.
No, Huntsville. That's the home of the NASA Space Flight Center. What term is used to describe animals that cannot regulate their own temperature? PBL.
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded, yeah. What Texas energy company famously declared bankruptcy in 2001? That was Enron. The Enron scandal. Most of Transylvania is now part of what modern-day country? PBL.
Tasmania?
Not Tasmania. You prefer?
Poland.
Romania. Excluding the polar ice caps, what is the largest system of fresh surface water on Earth? Fisher.
Great Lakes.
Great Lakes, yep. Which short-bladed knife is used for surgical operations? PBS.
Scalpel?
Scalpel is correct. Which horror novelist wrote Watchers? PBL.
Hawkins?
No. You can confirm?
Stephen King.
No. Dean Koontz. New Jersey has the only state university that was begun in the colonial period. PBL.
King's College?
No. What is the name of this university that was begun, the only one begun in the colonial?
Is it William and Mary? Yeah. William and Mary.
Rutgers. What was the last of the original United States colonies to ratify the Constitution and be admitted as the 13th state? Fisher.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island is correct. Which company merged in 1936 with movie giant 20th Century? PBL.
Fox.
Yes, Fox. I almost said 20th Century Fox, which would have been great. The oldest city in the United States is in what state? Fisher.
Virginia.
Not Virginia.
North Carolina.
No, it's in Florida, St. Augustine, founded by the Spanish in
Oh, yeah.
1565. What substance covers 95% of the fifth largest fissure?
Water.
Not water. You can go for a fissure for you. What substance covers 95% of the fifth largest continent?
It would be regolith.
Ice. What is Canadian's most populous city? PBL.
Quebec?
No, you can confirm?
I can't.
Toronto.
Toronto is correct. What Arabic word literally translates to submission or surrender? Fisher.
Allah.
No, you can confirm?
Anyone know Arabic?
You can answer.
Waving a white flag.
No. Yes, Islam.
Uh-oh.
All right, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to Fisher.
Pat Tillman, who left his lucrative career to enlist in the Army following the September 11th attacks, died in Afghanistan on April 22, 2004. What career did he leave?
NFL player. Professional football player.
Pat Tillman left the Arizona Cardinals and his NFL career behind to serve his country after 9/11. Although initial reports claimed he was killed by enemy forces, it was eventually revealed that he had died in a friendly fire incident.
From which animal does Angora wool come from? PBL.
Sheep?
Not sheep. You can confirm?
Goat.
No, it comes from rabbit. What website was started by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay? The website was Funny or Die. What V word is defined as a liquid's ability to resist PBL?
Viscosity?
Viscosity is correct. Who outlined
US
an ideal
Congress
state
passed-
ruled by a philosopher king, not a president, in the Republic in 360 BC?
Hammurabi.
No, you confirm?
You say something. You say something.
I don't know.
Plato in the Republic. What is the only state that borders only one state? Fisher.
Florida?
Not Florida, no.
Is it Maine?
Maine.
Maine is correct, yes. What popular home magazine began in 1937 under the name Fruit, Gardener, and Home? Popular home magazine. It's Better Homes and Gardens. Better Homes and Gardens. That's what we're looking for. What is the capital of the Philippines? Fisher.
Manila.
Manila. What is commonly referred to as CP and described by loss or impairment of motor function? PBS.
Cerebral palsy?
Cerebral palsy, yes. What car is the ultimate driving machine? Fisher.
Mercedes-Benz.
Not Mercedes. You can prefer. You can answer?
I'm gonna go with the Tesla.
BMW. What country held its first democratic election on June 30th, 2005? That was Iraq. What historic New England capital celebrates Bunker Hill Day each June? Fisher.
Boston.
Yes, Boston, Massachusetts. Who is the official singer for FIFA? That is apparently Shakira. Fun. What drug was prescribed to nearly 60% of all patients in 1950? PBL.
Heroin.
Not heroin, no.
Okay.
Opium.
No, penicillin.
That's going too far back.
Too far back.
Who created a series of paintings called Water Lilies? Fisher.
Claude Monet.
Yes, Monet. King Edward VIII abdicated the throne of England in 1936 to marry what woman? Her name was Wallis Simpson. Who was the third person in a group that included William Dawes and Samuel Prescott? They sat on Fisher.
Paul Revere.
Yes, Paul Revere was the third one. How many points must a stag elk have on each of its antlers to be considered mature? Fisher.
5.
Not 5.
4.
Nope, 6. What Washington town is named for the hero of a Shakespearean tragedy? It's Othello. Which branch of science is named after the Greek word meaning nature? PBL.
Biology?
Not biology.
Environmentalism.
No, physics.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Which word of Greek origin describes a choice between two unpleasant alternatives? The word is dilemma. For a blood pressure reading of 140/92, what does the 92 signify? Fisher.
Resting heartbeat.
We're looking for the name of what it's called, though.
Systolic. Pressure.
No.
Diastolic.
Diastolic is correct, yeah. Okay, that's the end of our game. We'll tally up the scores and tell you who's moving on right after this.
It's your time to create the future you want at Parkland College. Time to explore your path among 100-plus degree and career programs. Time for a great education with tuition help, flexible classes, and transfer credits making your time go further. Time to avoid crushing student debt. Parkland's half what you'd pay at universities. It's your time to do you. Enroll now at parkland.edu.
Okay, great final game, PBL 230, Fisher 250. That means Fisher will join Oakwood and St. Thomas More in our Final Four. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.